So let's learn one more tool which is very important for mental maths and for pattern recognition in the numbers. And this is the first step where the pattern recognition will come in a very interesting manner. And that is 1 to 100 counting grid, right? So it's simple. We have started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, and have gone up to 100. Instead of starting from here, we have started from this so that it gives a sort of natural concept that going up is going more. And down, if I make a consistent single, down is less, right? And up is more, because we will do this sort of exercises on it. I just gave it to a parent yesterday. He was schooled in a system where I was, but in a better system, because Lord Macaulay in subcontinent gave two systems. One, the people who could speak, who could communicate, elite making system, English medium and those privileged schools. Another for the normal public, so that they cannot speak and cannot think. I am from the cannot think, he was from the think and speak category. But it doesn't change much, because the teacher who is interacting with you will come from the same system, no problems. You can talk English good, but you can't think. That's not what they wanted. That's pretty dishonest and cunning actually on their part, but that's how what served their purpose. So we have to move away from that system. It's continuing. I give him this sort of stuff. After he had looked at it carefully, I gave him, and just put one number somewhere, like I put 54. So, and I said, can you fill it? And believe you me, he just filled it. 54, 53, 52, 51. Was that filled? Then I little bit argued with him. No, they're going in a sequence. They're going up and down. And then I made another, this sort of box. Couldn't do, because he couldn't think, right? It's a very interesting tool. Gives interesting manipulation of numbers in our heads, but it will go in a very good particular sequence with the kids. And that sequence is, to start with, we will only go right and left, right? Only right and left, so that it's always from simpler to complex. You write anywhere 26, and the children will come to know 20, it is 25, 24. Going this way means what, and going that way means what. They will pretty well understand that going back and going forward is +1, going back is -1, and they will find it. This tool, you have to first give them and play with them, can print a little bigger or make a little bigger and put on the wall. But one tool will go with it, and that tool is NUMBERLINE. So NUMBERLINE is an important thing to be in the class, which says 10, 20, 30, going from 40, 50, 60, 70, and it goes on. We, in our system, we never saw this sort of a thing in our classrooms. Not that it was difficult, it was not in the design, because schools were not meant to inspire. Next step would be that if I just a little bit hide it, just for the sake, and the next step is we go upwards, right? Going from simple to complex and upwards. If I write 27, children will not be able to figure out. It will be a difficult step for them. So I have to unveil it and give them, look at how it is. But it's better that we always start with the easier and happier numbers. We start with, let's say, 10, and they will perfectly easily, they can figure out for themselves 20, 30, 50, 50. So once you have done this, and go to the next incremental step, instead of taking those happy and round numbers, 10s, give them 21 or give them 23. And now they will start doing it, and they will find out how it goes. And they might a little bit stumble or a little bit feel difficult. Give them this, look at it carefully now how it goes. And that's a time where they will start looking at it carefully with the pattern's sake. Okay, it is 18 plus 10, 28 plus 10, 38 plus 10, and you have to give them a little bit of walkthrough. It's a 14 plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, and going right is no problem, going left is no problem. Coming down, let's see, 73 minus 10, 63. So this 10 minutes of an exercise will make them clear what's happening inside, right? And then if you do things like this and ask them if it is 54, and they will understand. Going up means 64, going down means 44, right? And then you can always, since they have learned horizontal and vertical, you can make very interesting combinations of all these and say, okay, if here is 44, how do you fill it? And they will start filling it, right? Very interesting. And at the same time, on the number line, they will understand it. If it is 22 plus 10, 32, right? Plus 10, 42 plus 10, 52 plus 10, 62, right? So that's very interesting that they now can jump by tens from any number. Earlier they could only jump 10, 20, 30, 40 kind of skip numbers. Now you ask them 33 plus 10, they will say, oh, 43, then 53. So they can do it mentally, but this visual figures will stay in their minds. And the third step in terms of complexity would be, let's start going this way. So that would be very interesting twist, a little bit fun for them, and make it anywhere 32. But to be easier, first always start from this side or this side, then you can start in the middle. So we have to be very careful that it's incrementally done, right? 32 and goes up and right, up and right, up and right, and they will start doing it. And then when you come to this number line, so it's very easy that they will be understanding that if it is 32, or let's say if it's anything, if I have to go plus 11, it's actually 11. I can go 10 plus 1. So then you can convey this concept, and if you say it is 40 plus 11, so there's a 50 plus 1. If it is 53 plus 11, so they will make 53 plus 10 is 63 plus 1. Because 11, this is 10, so 11, 9, they are neighbors. So we can go to the happy number first, or the round number first, and come back and come one step forward in two steps, but that mental construct is very important for mental maths and manipulating it mentally. Fourth, then we can always go this way, right? And this is actually, if this was 10 plus 1, sort of 11, which is 10 plus 1. Now look at what is this. This is, one is going right plus and down. So it is actually a minus 9, right? It's minus 9. We go down minus 10 plus 1. So it's actually minus 10 plus 1. So it's the same concept that I go backwards, always make a consistent colors for them so that going backward is always red, sort of, if we can afford to have those colors. For particularly the struggler children and everybody actually, the consistency that going forward is green or blue and going backward is red because it's decreasing, will give them a better understanding, better learning, faster learning. And this is what it is. And then we can go any sides. We can start going this side. Now going this side means what? Going this side means 1 less, 10 less. So it's actually minus 11. So minus 11, how should we do minus 11 here? From anywhere, minus 10, minus 1. So if we then later ask them, what is 63 minus 11? So they would do 63 minus 10, 53. Minus 1, 52. So they can mentally start doing these things, and you can give a few things for the practice. But these lavendars combined with number line gives them a very interesting, because then they can gradually, now you can go any direction, and imagine at the end you give them, and they actually give to each other and make for themselves Very interesting, these sort of things, and they call it lavendars. In a book, the authors had named it lavendars. Very interesting. Now imagine if we give them this as a homework. Just only this. A small half of the A4 size as a homework for every children, different. Okay, you make some boxes up and down with some pattern, and that's your homework, right? This homework will create, after they have done it and completed it, a wow feeling, a feeling of excitement and achievement, right? That is an indicator for homework. Are we giving the homework which they are inspired to do, and it creates a feeling of excitement at the end, wow feeling, or feeling of exhaustion and just repeating the similar kind of stuff for 25 different things and wasting their time? Practice is important, but practice come interesting. That is important. And the homework should be smaller, very meaningful, which they go and share and start doing with an excitement, and say, wow, we have achieved it. So this is one of the things which is very good tool, but was absent for our systems. Many of things were absent. Thank you very much.